Hello, it's Alex, the Bookubus. Today I've got a little announcement video. I am going to be doing a sleepover style weekend readathon / watchathon, and I couldn't think of a clever name for it, so I'm calling it Scary Sleepover Weekend. You know, it is what it says on the tin, basically, and this is going to be taking place the last weekend in June, so kicking off on the Friday night, that's the 24th of June, and then going through Saturday the 25th and Sunday the 26th. And I'll be using the hashtag Scary Sleepover Weekend over on Instagram, which, yeah, you can use too if you're joining in. I've just been really nostalgic for sleepovers recently, and I wondered if there was a way to kind of recreate it in some sense. And then I thought, why not make, you know, more of an event out of it and do a whole weekend? And also, why not, yeah, put it out there for other people to join in if you would like to do so. I have just recently been kind of reminiscing about sleepovers. It was just something I really enjoyed doing in my teens, and horror films were always a big part of sleepovers. You might call them slumber parties or pyjama parties or something else entirely, but when I was growing up we called them sleepovers. So essentially either having a bunch of friends over at your house to stay the night or going over to a friend's house to stay the night. And yeah, sometimes it would be for a birthday or some other kind of occasion, and you would probably have pizza for dinner, maybe followed by some ice cream or cake or something good, and then you'd maybe play some games, party games or board games. I was obsessed with Atmosphere, which was also released as Nightmare elsewhere, and yeah, anyone that came around my house, I made them play Atmosphere with me. And then eventually you would get in your pyjamas, get cozy with your sleeping bags and pillows, and you would set in for a night of horror films. And generally the idea would be to stay up all night, getting scared, and of course slowly everyone would fall asleep and no one would quite make it. But there's just something about that kind of sleepover situation that is just really interesting to me, and I have very fond memories of ones that I hosted and attended back in the day. And so yeah, I was just really nostalgic for that kind of event, I guess. And I wondered if there would be some kind of way to recreate it today. And well, this isn't exactly going to be the same with, you know, not exactly having friends over, but I did want to, yeah, use that theme and that idea to create a mini readathon to just try and capture that vibe of a sleepover. So reading wise, I'm going to be focused on like young adult and middle grade vintage titles in particular, just to, you know, really recreate that kind of era. And then film wise, obviously horror, and again focusing on vintage stuff. I just think it's going to be really fun, and I have 5 prompts, so 3 of them are book related and 2 are film related. And yeah, it's just a casual thing. I just kind of made some prompts because they're fun, but you definitely don't have to do them all or any of them if you don't want to, but they're there if you do want to, you know, go with them. And as I go through the prompts, I'm also going to share the books and films that I have selected that I'm going to be reading and watching. So the reading prompts. The first one is Pyjamas. Read a cozy book. And of course, use the term cozy as whatever it means to you. I had to pick a point horror book for this because, yeah, they just scream cozy and nostalgic for me. And the book I've picked is The Stalker by Carol Ellis. So yeah, this one looks super fun, and I'm really looking forward to reading it because I don't remember reading this one back in the day, so this I think is a first time read for me. The next prompt is popcorn, because what would a sleepover be without popcorn? And that is to read a popcorn book. So just something light and fun, really. And I have chosen Welcome to Camp Nightmare by R.L. Stine, which is one of the Goosebumps series. This is one I just picked up fairly recently from a secondhand book sale, and it looked like the perfect read for this kind of theme, so I'm looking forward to reading it. The next prompt is spooky stories, because I feel like there was always that point of the sleepover evening when someone would, yeah, tell some kind of spooky story, whether it be like a local urban legend or something else, but yeah, there would always be something that would freak everyone out, and yeah, it's always a good time. So yeah, spooky stories. This is to read a supernatural story, and I am going with Summer Lightning by Wendy Corsi Staub. This is a YA book and sounds a bit more paranormal romancy than necessarily horror, but it still looks really fun and it's summery, so I figured I'd give it a go. And now we have the two film prompts. The first one is Truth or Dare? Watch a horror film from the decade you were born. That for me is the 1980s, and I've picked Slime City, which is a random one I found on Tubi, and it just looks brilliant. It looks very street trash, which I love, so yeah, I'm here for the slimy, goopy goodness that I'm sure will be Slime City. And the second film prompt is Pillow Fight. Watch a slasher film. You can never watch too many slasher films in my opinion, and I am going with Hell Night, which is one that I've been meaning to watch for ages, so now seems like a great opportunity to finally do so. And I know Kelsi over at Slime and Slashers is hosting a slasher themed readathon and watchathon during the whole month of June. I will leave her video linked below if you aren't already aware of that. But yeah, so if you're already in like a slasher mood, you can, you know, watch one more for this prompt. So those are all of the prompts. And like I said, it's just, you know, a casual thing. So it's nothing super strict or anything. Just, you know, go with the vibe and do what seems fun to you. I'm focusing on vintage, middle grade and young adult, mainly because of, yeah, the era and, you know, harkening back to my sleepover days, but also because they're short. So hopefully I'll be able to get through those 3 books over that weekend. If for any reason I knock them out quickly and can fit any more reading in, then I will, but not making any promises. And film-wise, I'm definitely hoping to do at least a double bill one night. Maybe I'll do Friday night and Saturday night as double bills. So I will definitely be able to get more than just the 2 films in over the weekend, but I figured I will, yeah, leave it open at this point and, yeah, see where the mood takes me. But plenty of 80s horror, I'm thinking. I can't make any promises I'll be able to stay up all night on any of those nights because I am getting old now and my body just can't handle those kind of things anymore. So if I make midnight, that will probably be my limit, but I'm gonna give it a go. I think Friday night will probably be my like big night of movie watching, and then at least I'll have the whole weekend to recover before going back to work on Monday. So I hope some of you will join in with this. I think it's going to be really fun, and I do have a hashtag. It is Scary Sleepover Weekend, so if you're on Instagram and if you share anything related to it, I would love to see what you're going to be reading, what you're going to be watching. And also I was thinking, depending on interest, but if people wanted to do a group read and or a group film, that would be really fun. So yeah, we can discuss that depending on interest and figure something out hopefully, because I think that would be a really good time. So I think that's it. I think that is all of the info. Yeah, it's the last weekend of June. There are 5 prompts. Really, it's just kind of trying to recreate that sleepover vibe and yeah, reading a bunch of horror, watching a bunch of horror. It should be a good time. I think it's going to be really fun. I'm really looking forward to it. I've had a lot of fun just even planning this. So I think the weekend itself is going to be awesome.